Like I said, my name is Karthi. For those who do not know me, just a bit of background. I'm an accountant. Used to work in Bank Negara, Malaysia as an auditor, and left many years ago to set up my own training company. Currently, I'm a training consultant. I run my own training consultancy firm. I'm also a coach. I coach people on law of attraction, Ho'oponopono, how to become successful, how to set up businesses and all. I'm also a financial coach. So I coach people on how to invest and how to create a better financial future or achieve financial freedom. So in the process of, advising people on financial well-being, I advise them on investment. And today I'm going to take about 30 minutes to quickly talk to you about one particular investment instrument that I personally have invested in for the last 3 years. Now, I know the Malaysians who have invested for the last 8, 9, I think 10 years, because this particular product has been around for the last 10 years. And I know Malaysians have invested, but I personally have only invested about 3 years ago. And today, probably the person who invited you here or gave you the link wanted you to have a look at this particular instrument as well. Yeah. So let me run through the details of the instrument, and then at the end of it, I will also have some frequently asked questions. So I have a bit of a Q&A, and then if any of you have any other questions, you can type out in the chat box, and then I will answer the question at the end of the presentation. So just bear with me, sit back and listen. Yeah. First of all, as the title of this particular slide says, this particular instrument will teach you how to make monthly dividends. Now, it's very important for you to understand. A lot of people have got issues with monthly income nowadays, but what if you can actually earn monthly dividend through investment? It's an offshore investment, so it's nothing to do with Malaysia. The investment is in Europe, and basically your money will be invested in commodities and currencies. This is not trading. You are not going to do trading. You're not going to buy and sell nothing. You are actually going to invest in a fund management company which will invest your money into commodities, which is gold and silver, as well as into currencies, top currencies of the world. So this is what I'm looking for. People, I think when you invited here, I don't know whether the person who invited you told you exactly why you're here. Yeah, I'm actually looking for people who want to increase their monthly cash flows. Okay, so if any one of you want to increase your monthly cash, now you have a salary, you probably have income. Maybe it's more than enough, maybe it is not enough. I'm not too sure about that. But let's say if you have if you don't have enough, right? If you really don't have enough, then obviously you possibly want to increase this cash flow again. So your monthly expenses will be for your car loan, your housing loan, your normal expenses. But if you are looking at wanting to increase monthly cash flow, this is a good investment. Number two, I'm looking for people who are not very happy with their FD or savings. Savings give you 1%, FD gives you less than 3%. And of course, EPF gives you 6%. If you're happy with this, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just saying that in case you're not happy with any of this particular instrument where you're currently keeping your money, you want to come in. I don't know whether you know the richest companies in the world are banks. I don't know whether you know during pandemic, most of Malaysian banks made billions and billions of dollars. Okay, profits of billions. Even though there's moratorium, even though a lot of people did not pay their loans and all, but the banks still made billions of dollars because you put your money in a savings account and FD, they pay 1% to 3%. But what happens is they will take your money and the banks will actually do investment. And through the investment the banks make, they make billions of dollars. Yeah. So if you're not happy about that, because the banks actually give some of the employees 10 months bonus, 20 months bonus. I know a particular bank, local bank lady who had 18 months bonus she received, you see. So obviously the bank makes a lot of money because of the savings and FD you want to keep, where you get 1 to 3%. Now, if you're happy with your investment, that's fine with me, okay? I mean, if you're happy, that's fine with me. But if you're not happy with your savings or FD, you're not happy with you want to take it out, I'm not asking you to take out all your savings. I'm not asking you to have FD. Normally, I have this gauge about 1/3. So if you've got certain amount of savings and if you feel that I'm only making 1%, of a certain amount of FD and you say, I'm only making less than 3%. So I would suggest, what if you can take 1/3 of this and invest into a foreign instrument, investment tool where you can make some money. Yeah, I'm looking for people on monthly returns. Now, if you invest in mutual fund, they will say, 5 to 8 years from today you make money. If you invest in insurance, they will tell you, 10 years from today, 20 years from today you can make money. But what if you can actually invest and you make monthly returns? Okay, so this is a good tool. And finally, if you want to actually invest in, keep your money in USD. Now, I started investing 3 years ago, and then the exchange rate was so much better. Today, the one USD is about 4,000. One USD is about 4.52 or 4.53 now, and I'm sure it's going to be 1 to 5, 1 to 6 or 1 to 5 rather in the future. So if you really want to invest, this is the best time to invest. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on. Now, when you want to do investment, I need you to know something about this thing called the rule of 72. Now, rule of 72 basically says that how long does it take for your money to double? How long does it take for your money to double? So if you put in money anywhere, basically what you want is you want your money to double quickly. You'll say, oh my God, I really want my investment to double, right? So this is what you need to know. So if you have 10,000 ringgit, if you want it to be 20,000 ringgit, and if you put your money in savings account, savings give you 1%, 72 divided by 1 is 72 years. That means if you actually put money into your savings account and you want to become filthy stinking rich, it will take 72 years before you can make money. I repeat, 72 years. So your 10,000 become 20,000 in 72 years. So if you want to make money in savings account, you will not be filthy stinking rich. You'll probably be filthy stinking and very old. Now, if you put in FD is 3%, 72 divided by 3 is 24 years. Every 24 years, your money will double. So that's the way you look at investment. Now, these are self-managed funds. You have money, you put in savings, you put in FD. But if you go into people-managed fund, where you put your money and other people manage it, for example, if you put in EPF, you get 6%, 72 by 6, 12 years. Obviously, 72 by 36 is 2 years. So every 2 years, my money will double. Now, I'll be very honest with you. I don't get 36% a year. In fact, I make much, much more. I make almost 70 to 80% a year through my investment in commodities and currencies. So what is this commodities and currencies fund management? Now, basically, commodities and currency fund management is just like mutual fund. Okay, so when we are talking about is gold and silver and currencies, top currencies of the world. Okay. Now the investment, the fund manager will do it, not you. You are not going to buy, you're not going to sell. That's not your job. If you decide to come in, you're just going to invest your money, you sit back and wait for 5 weeks. Every 5 weeks, you get your return. So basically the returns are every 5 weeks. Yeah. So every 5 weeks, you get return. Now the returns are monthly. I mean, 5 weeks, but it's almost every month you'll be able to make the money. And there's no upfront fees. Now, I don't know whether you know this. If you actually invest in mutual fund, the moment you put 10,000 ringgit to invest, they will take 5%, which is their management fees, which is 5% gone. So if you put in 10,000 today, tomorrow you'll only have 9,500. But if you put in currency and fund management, what actually happens is they will take your money, they will do investment, and then what happens is from the investment that is made, it is divided into 40-60. 40%, the fund manager will take, 60% you will get. All right. So basically, that's what happens. So invest in the fund management company, 40% will go to the fund manager, 60% will come to you as a profit. So what is this instrument all about? Now, the name of the company is Triumph FX. Now, though the word FX is there, just like FX United, Octa FX, and many other FX companies, Triumph FX is a fund management company. You don't, I repeat, you don't buy and sell shares. You don't. You invest in the company called Triumph FX. The fund managers will take your money and will do the investment, and they will give you returns every 5 weeks. Now, this is what you need to know. They are one of the top 27 regulated brokers. Later, I'll give you the link website. You can Google and check it out. Yeah. Number two, Triumph FX is regulated by 3 regulators. Let me explain what is a regulator. All the banks in Malaysia are regulated by Bank Negara. Okay, all the banks in Malaysia, all the finance companies in Malaysia, all the investment companies in Malaysia are regulated by Bank Negara. This company, because it's based in Europe, they are regulated by the UK government, regulated by the Cyprus government, regulated by the Seychelles government, where they have licenses. Yeah, so they're regulated by 3 regulators. Now, I being in Bank Negara before, when I wanted to invest, what I look for is regulation. I don't go and invest blindly. I'm very, very careful about risk. I don't take risks, nothing. I also don't like to buy and sell. I don't like to do trading, all that I don't like. But I like the fact that I can now put my money and invest it with a company that's regulated by 3 regulators. Yeah. The company has been operating for 11 years. Now, I want to tell you this because recently in Malaysia, there was a company called CFG, football group, whatever. And what happened was a lot of people invested. Now, it's only a 1-year-old company. Within 1 year, collapsed. FX United, Venus FX, 2 years to 3 years company, all collapsed. Most scams would not last more than 3 years. I repeat that. Most scams would not last for more than 3 years. This company has been around for 11 years and they've been paying for dividend for 8 years. Now, that is something that gives me assurance that it's a good company because they've been operational for so long. Minimum investment is 1,000 USD. Why I say this? Because anybody can invest as long as you've got 4,500 ringgit to invest. Now, a lot of these investment companies, they want big amount. They say if you put in 100,000, if you put, and a lot of people are very scared, you know. Even if you take out from EPF and invest, they'll say you put in 200,000. So a lot of people are scared to put in because there's so much money involved. Here, those of you are interested today, you can just start with 1,000, which is 4,500. I know it's a lot of money for a lot of people. But with 4,500, you can just invest and see. If every 5 weeks you're able to get your return, then you can decide whether you want to increase. Yeah. So the returns are given every 5 weeks. Now, the KPI, the key productivity indicator that I was told 3 years ago when I joined was that I was told that I'll get 7 to 9% every 5 weeks. Now, I have to tell you, I am so happy that I have now 6 different funds, and every 5 weeks, all the funds pay anything between 7 to 9%. Later, I'll show you a chart. I'll show you how much money I make, and so you can see the chart. They're very consistent with the returns. Yeah. The funds that you want to invest can be actually increased, but it will be in thousands. I mean, if you invest 1,000, you want to increase it, you increase it by another 1,000. So minimum investment is 1,000. Okay. Now, a lot of us invest into this time effects. It's for cash flow, not capital gain. That means you don't, you buy property, you want property price to go up. You buy shares, you want share price to go up. You buy gold, you want gold price to go up. But you actually invest here more for cash flow, only for cash flow. Yeah. So that you invest every month, you are able to make cash. Yeah. All investment on personal name, no commercial entities. Personal name, why is important? Because money laundering is normally done by a lot of companies, not individuals. Yeah. And time effects, if any of you want to invest, it only will be on your personal name. Only individuals can invest, and therefore it's also very safe. Okay. Your profit can be withdrawn anytime. Every 5 weeks, your profit is announced. You can withdraw. There's a handling charge of 25 USD when you want to withdraw. This handling charge is done by the remittance company because your investment is in USD. And when you want to take it out from this USD, you want to take it out, it will be converted into ringgit. So when you want to convert it into ringgit, there'll be a remittance company involved, middle company, like Western Union or what do you call it, merchant trade and all that. So their charges will come to about 25 USD, not time effect. Time effect doesn't charge you anything to take out your money. Yeah. Your initial investment also can be because there's no lock-in period. The funds that I normally recommend, the lock-in period is only for 5 weeks. Okay. Meaning to say, when you invest, they will take your money to actually do investment. For 5 weeks, they'll be investing. At the end of the 5 weeks, they'll give you a profit. You can also take your capital. So there's no lock-in period. There is a Telegram group where you'll get your regular updates about the what is happening to your funds, how much of profit the funds are making. So you'll get an update on a regular basis about how the funds are doing. Okay. Now, this is actually a chart that shows you the funds that was the return that was paid in 2021 by time effect. Now, time effects have got about 48 funds, different funds. I'm just showing you a few things here. Firstly, I want you to know that time effects have been actually paying dividends since 10th of November 2013. So they have actually been paying dividend for almost 9 years now. So it's a 9 years old company giving, I mean, they're 12 years old, but they waited for their license. Then they started to get investment. They started to pay. So 9 years. Yeah. I actually recommend only this 6 funds, personally. So anybody who actually works under my network or comes and gets me to advise them, I will only ask them to invest in Yuri, Nikkei, AMG, GMC, Tokyo, and Cloud Family. There's one fund called Cloud Family. Yeah, these are the only funds I recommend because these are the only funds that has got a KPI of 7 to 9% very consistently. There are some funds that can pay you returns up to even 18%, 20%, very, very good. But I like this 6 fund because all the 6 funds have got a stop loss measure where the returns are given as 7 to 9, but if it goes down to 3%, they stop trading. They totally stop trading, which means I find it's safer to actually invest when they have got a cut loss. Yeah, so that's what happens. All right. This one is the URI fund, that one of the funds I invested. I started my investment on 31st of March 2019. I repeat, I started my investment on 31st of March 2019. I have been paid 37 times. I mean, I've been paid 37 cycles. Okay, I've been paid for 37 cycles. These are cycles. And what do you call it? What you see is this is the payout I've received. Okay, the 60% you can see yellow. You will notice all of it is 7 to 9%, 7 to 9%, 79, and I've been paid. Now, so earlier I told you that whenever the profit is made, is divided to 60-40. So the gross fund is return is actually 12.9%. 40% goes to the fund manager. The balance is paid to you, and the balance is 7.742, which is the 60%. So the 60% that is given to you is net figure. There's no more deduction, and the 60% that is given to you is the 7 to 9%. Okay. This year in 2022, you can see all the funds have been paying 7% except for CloudMe. In fact, CloudMe, I've advised my investors to take out the money because CloudMe only invests in gold and silver, and they were not doing too well, so it went down to 2.8. So I mean, the risk is always there in any kind of investments. Yeah. So instead of CloudMe, I've got them to switch into Cloud Family, which is giving very good return. So these are the funds that I've been paying. So even though the Russian war started, recently, but the consistency has been very good. They are still every 5 weeks able to consistently pay between 7 to 9%. Procedures. So if you are interested to register, basically you need 2 documents. You need your My Card, okay, as your IC. I need your driving license or utility bill to prove you are a Malaysian resident. You live in Malaysia, because you got to have a My Card by living overseas. So you need a My Card as a Malay to show you're a citizen of Malaysia. You need driver's license or utility bill to show you live in Malaysia. What you need to do then, contact the person who invited you today. So whoever gave you the link, contact them. And then once you contact them, they will give you a link to click on and register. Now, if you go directly to register with TrimeFX, you're not going to get any kind of support from anybody to guide you on how to go about investing and getting started, because then you'll be dealing directly with the company if that's what you want. But if you go through the person who gave you the link, they are connected to me, and we will be able to then guide you step by step and tell you which fund to invest, when to invest, how much will you get, and we'll guide you, right? Need to fill up an all-night registration form under TrimeFX when you get a link, and then you wait for your account to be full. Now, the good news is this. When you register, you don't need to put in any money. You put your My Card, put your utility bill, register first. Once you've registered, you have an account approval. Once account is approved, then you can go in and check the website. You can check all the details and everything else. And then you can decide whether you want to invest. And then you must invest 1,000 USD from there onwards. Yeah. Attach your, then only you do the attachment, and then you join the Telegram group, and profit will be then credited every 5 weeks. Okay. And then, of course, you can either withdraw the profit or you can reinvest. Yeah. So this is a calendar of payouts. I just want to show you, like today is the 26th. So today we got paid from GMC. So my next payment for GMC will be 5 weeks later, which is on 7th of November. Last week I got paid from Nicole, 19th of last week. So my next payment from Nicole is on the 24th of October. So the payment actually comes in every 5 weeks, every 5 weeks, every 5 weeks, and we have a calendar year to show you. So I am showing you this because I've invested in all the funds. Now, when you come in, you can choose which fund you want to invest, talk to the person who has invited you, and then they'll tell you which fund to invest. And when you come into that particular fund, now you just put in your money for that particular fund, and subsequently, you can actually diversify and go into other funds as well. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, please type out in the chat box if you have any questions. Okay. If you have any questions, please type out in the chat box. But meanwhile, I will answer some common questions people ask me. First question people ask me, who is TrimeFX? I just want to tell you, TrimeFX is a company that started in 2010 in Cyprus. Repeat, TrimeFX is a Cyprus brokerage company that started in Cyprus, registered in Cyprus. The directors are Cyprus, head office is in Cyprus, and in 2010. Now, why Cyprus? Because Cyprus is a tax haven. Now, tax haven means they only pay 3% tax. Like Malaysia, if you start a company in Kuala Lumpur, you pay income tax up to 25 to 30%. But if you open a company in Labuan, you pay only 3% because Labuan is a tax haven. So in Europe, many companies are started in Cyprus. They are regulated by 3 regulators. TrimeFX is regulated under the UK government, Financial Conduct Authority. The reason being is because TimeFX is moving to Tier 1 registration, and that means they must comply to all the rules and regulations by the FCA. They are also regulated by the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission called CISA, and they're also regulated by the Financial Services Authority of Seychelles. So there are three regulators who actually regulate them. It's very important for you to understand that part of it. Three regulators, because when they are regulated, that means they are basically a good company. Just like if you keep money in your bank, so why do you think it's safe to keep money in the bank? Because they are regulated. There are 27 top regulated brokers in the world, and TimeFX is one of them. So they are globally regulated. I think many of you know that there's a company called OctaFX, number 5 here, that was recently Bank Negara put them on an alert list. In Malaysia, they're not registered. So they put them on alert list because a lot of Malaysians were investing. But that is normal. Bank Negara's job is to tell you that they are not regulating, so therefore they cuci tangan lah, because they are not regulating. So they say risk is the individual's risk. So TimeFX has no office in Malaysia. They are regulated in Europe, and therefore under this company by shs.co.za, they are South African. They have done analysis of all the regulated brokers in the world, and they realized that these are the 27 regulated brokers, and TimeFX is one of them. TimeFX has also won many awards in 2021. So you can go to Google Global Business Review magazine, you'll find that they won a broker award, best IB program award, fastest growing broker award, and all, because they got many awards. Now, many people ask me this question about, is Bank Negara license required? I want to tell you very clearly, Bank Negara license is only required if the company has an office in Malaysia and they're doing business in Malaysia. Just like any banks from overseas, they come into Malaysia, they need to get Bank Negara permission. If the Singapore bank wants to operate in Malaysia, they need to Bank Negara. If India bank will come to Malaysia, they need to get a brokers or banks or finance company or insurance company. That's what happens. But here, TimeFX is based in Cyprus. So therefore, what is important is they need to get the approval of the Cyprus government, the UK government, because they operate in Europe, and the Seychelles government, because Seychelles has given them a license. Now, the next question people ask me, how is it that TimeFX can pay 7 to 9% every 5 weeks when the insurance company pays 7% in a year, or the public mutual or mutual fund company pays 7-8% in one whole year? How is it then TimeFX can pay every 5 weeks? You need to know, you cannot compare durian and jackfruit and say, how come Musang King is 1 kilo 50 ringgit and jackfruit 1 kilo 5 ringgit? It's two different fruits. So you need to know that insurance companies, mutual fund companies and all, they buy shares in the stock market. So they basically invest your money in the share market. And share market, the turnover is very slow because it's based on the annual reports of the company. But TimeFX invests in currencies, gold and silver, which is traded very heavily. So as you can see here, average daily trading volume for share market, stock, London, Tokyo, the whole day volume is about 50 billion USD, which is a lot, But for currency, it's 6.6 trillion. Okay, for currency, it's 6.6 trillion. So because of currency and gold, and because the turnover is so heavy, so high on a day-to-day basis, they are able to pay you every 5 weeks. Okay, is the income from TimeFX taxable? No. The government says that income from foreign reserves will be exempt from income tax for 5 years, from January 1st, 2021 to 31st of December 2026. Now the government will renew this every year, every 5 years. In fact, for the last 15 years, they never tax the income from foreign, because they want people to bring in money. Last year also same thing, they came out with an announcement that until December 31st, 2026, income from foreign source is not taxable. Next question, is TimeFX a legitimate company? Well, if you want to know whether a company is a scam or a company is a good company, any company, FX United, Venus United, CFG, whatever company, if you want to go and check and see whether they are a scam or not, what you need to do is you need to actually look at these websites, okay? This link, Scam Watcher, FCA, broker, you need to go to any of these links. If you go to any of these links and you key in TimeFX, it will say no record found. You key in anytime you can TimeFX and say no record found. The reason is because TimeFX is not a scam. It's not a scam. It's a legal company operating for the last 12 years. Now, why I say this is because some of you are very tempted after today. After my presentation, you'll go to the internet and you go Prime FX and Google, and there'll be so many negative, or Prime FX is a scam, blah, 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 and you get all worked up about it, and you're probably going to scold the person who invited you. Now, before you do that, I want to tell you something. If you go in key in Dato Seri Najib Tun Razak, what do you get? Okay, you'll have some website will say about Altantuya la, 1MDB la, former Prime Minister la, whatever la. Okay, good or bad. I'm not here to say anything. Huh? We also will find a website, he say he's a very good MP, he's helped a lot of people, he's a good Prime Minister, he should be the next Prime Minister, blah, 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 he should be forgiven, whatever. La. It depends on which blog you're reading. So you need to know, if you want to go and find out whether a company is a good company or bad company, you got to be very open to look at who is writing it. So the reason I tell you is because there is a website called the WikiFX, which basically says we have 28,757 listed broker. The moment you Google Prime FX, you'll get this website. And you'll probably go and key in the word Prime FX. Now, no need to go in Google. I'll tell you what it will do. So the moment you Google Prime FX, you'll say suspicious license. And you'll go, oh my God, what is this? I've been invited to go for a talk about a suspicion. Now, before you get all worked up, before you get all excited about such things, I want you to know something. WikiFX is a scam website. I'll tell you why shortly. Now, is Bank Negara a legal entity? You tell me, is Bank Negara legal? All of you say, of course, Mr. Karthi. But if you go and key in the word Bank Negara Malaysia, you get here, see, suspicious regulatory license in WikiFX. Can you see that? Now, if you go and key in public bank, it says suspicious regulatory license. So the reason is because WikiFX is a scam. Because WikiFX, you say here, to remove bad reviews and increase overall rating in WikiFX, you need to pay money. Because if you pay them 7,000 USD every month, they'll give you ranking #1. So if you have Jolo, the guy who scammed a lot of money, he starts a what they call a broking company, and if we go and register in WikiFX, and if he pays them 7,000 USD, they'll put them, his company is #1 in the world, the best ranking, because when you pay money, they put #1. So please understand that before you jump to conclusion, you need to know that Prime FX is regulated. Prime FX has been around for 12 years. Prime FX has been consistently paying their dividends. Now, if you feel that is good enough, you might just want to start with 1,000 USD and invest and see. If every 5 weeks you have money and you're comfortable, you put it. Now, is your returns guaranteed? No. Is your capital guaranteed? No. Just like if you put money in the bank, and if you invest in a mutual fund, is it guaranteed? No. In Malaysia, if you put in your savings and FD, PIDM will actually, because your funds are covered by PIDM. But what you need to understand, investment is not covered. Only your savings account and FD is covered. Investment is not covered. Any investment you do in Malaysia, if the company does, if your bank or whatever do anything, the whole thing is banned. It's not covered. So same thing. It's a risk you are taking, just like any other risk you take. Yeah. But you look at track record, you look at past record, and then you decide whether this is something for you. Now, so anybody has any question, put in the chat box. I'm going to look at chat box. Okay, so I'm going to answer the questions. Judy won't say is TFX as a scam. I already told you, Judy, it's not a scam. Why must Forex are from Cyprus? I have no idea, Eunice, why all Forex are Cyprus. Forex trade brokers are in Cyprus. Labuan has got a lot of trade brokers because it's a tax haven. Judy Woon, TFX is not registered in Malaysia. Yeah, they're not in Malaysia. TFX is not a Malaysian company. They're not registered in Malaysia. They operate in Europe. Just like if you buy property in India, you don't register here. You go and buy like in India. You want to buy in Malaysia, you go. Eunice asks, why not regulated in Malaysia? Well, TFX is operating overseas. Why must they be regulated in Malaysia? They don't have an office in Malaysia. Now, if you go and invest in a company like Citibank, if Citibank is not in Malaysia, then Citibank is not regulated. But because they have an office in Malaysia, they will be regulated Bank Negara. So Prime FX is a European-based company. You are going to Europe to invest. And if you are doing that, that is like you buy property in China, you don't get the Malaysian government to give permission. If you go invest in Singapore, you don't have to get Malaysian government permission. If you invest in Malaysia, in a Malaysian company, they must be regulated. So Prime FX is a offshore investment. So Eunice and Judy and all of you, this is an offshore company overseas. If you feel comfortable, you can invest. If you're not comfortable, then you don't invest. But in Malaysia, you're not. Konasilan is TFX. I already told you already. Konasilan, TFXI is not illegal. It is not a Malaysian company. It is not in Malaysia. They are not regulated in Malaysia. What will happen if next year the whole world financial collapse? Eunice, if the whole world collapse, everything is gone. Your savings account gone, your FD gone, all gone. Eunice, all gone. This one is like you asking me, you've got World War III, what's going to happen? I don't know, lah. All gone, lah. Okay? The one nobody can answer. You understand or not? I mean, it's like, what happens if Najib becomes the prime minister? What happens if Zahid becomes the next prime minister? I don't know. I have no idea. I can't predict all that. Yeah? There is a lot of things. Okay? Have you heard anyone not able to withdraw big amount? Okay. Judy, I have been investing for 3 years, and many of my investors have been withdrawing money. I have no problem at all. No problem withdrawing profits, no problem withdrawing money. Okay. There are many trade brokers have this issue. Okay, but not time effects. All right, not time effects. Okay, that's it. Any other questions, anybody? So I want to show one last slide. So the way you decide whether you want to invest or don't invest is like this. Okay, sorry, don't invest. If you want to invest, this is how you decide how much to invest. Huh? See, at the moment, 1,000 USD is about 4,500. Is that clear? So let's say if you get an average return of 7.5%, that's about 75 USD, multiply by 4.5, so the return is about 337. So if you were to invest 1,000 USD, you can get about 337 ringgit. But remember, I told you when you draw down the profit, they'll minus 25 USD, so you'll get about 237 ringgit, or 200 ringgit. So if you say, oh, I want to make about 900 to 1,000 ringgit. So if 9,100 ringgit, you need to invest about 3,000 USD. 3,000 USD is about 13,500. 13,500. 7.5% of 3,000 is 2 to 5 minus 25 USD. Then you multiply, it will come to about 900. Here I didn't minus, so the amount is here. So your return is about 1,000 ringgit, because a lot of people won't withdraw, they'll just keep it. Yeah. So if you put 10,000 USD, 7.5 is 750, multiply by 4.5, so your return is about 3. So if you say, Mr. Karthi, I want to make 3,000 ringgit profit every month. So if you want to make 3,000 ringgit profit every month, then what you need to do is that you need to invest about 10,000. Now, if you invest 10,000, it's about 45,000 ringgit. If you put in savings, you get 1% a year, which is 450 ringgit. If you put in FD, you get about 1,200 or 1,300. That's what you get. Yeah. Okay. I've got 2 questions. Any amount also no problem to withdraw. Eunice has a question here. Any problem? Now, my experience is that when you withdraw money from Prime FX, no problem. Whatever you invested, you can withdraw. That's not an issue. The only thing you must remember is this: Bank Negara in Malaysia, all banks, when you withdraw money of anything more than 25,000 ringgit, anything more than 25,000 ringgit, the bank will report to Bank Negara. Even if you take 5,000 and give to your sister, if it's more than 25,000 ringgit, Eunice, it will come to Bank Negara. That is normal. But there's no such thing as any amount also can withdraw. There's no problem so far. Judy Woon, is there a possibility of TFX collapsing? Judy, is there a possibility of Maybank collapsing? Is there a possibility of CIMB collapsing? There's no possibility because Bank Negara is regulating them. Is that clear? So for me, Prime FX is regulated by 3 Bank Negaras: the FCA, the FSA, and SISEC. So my confidence in Prime FX is because they are regulated. Is that clear? The reason why you keep money in Maybank is because Maybank is regulated by Bank Negara. The reason why I keep money in Prime FX is because Prime FX is regulated by the UK government, Cyprus government, and Seychelles government. Is that clear? Okay. All right. I have no idea, Eunice, what is IGOFX? I have no idea. I'm so sorry, Eunice. Please Google and check it yourself. I have no idea. Okay, I'm only here to talk about Prime FX. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Any more questions? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I already passed my time. I said 30 minutes. So just want to tell you. Hang on. Okay, that's it. No more questions. Right. All right, guys. Listen. This is what I would suggest to you guys. If any one of you are interested, okay, there's one more question. Oh no, somebody said thank you. Oh, Judy has one more question. Can Malaysia ban TFX? I want you to know, Judy, Prime FX is not in Malaysia. It is not in Malaysia. They don't operate in Malaysia. You as a Malaysian, you're investing overseas. There's nothing to ban. There's nothing to ban. What Malaysia can do, they can put Time FX on the alert list. You know, they can say, please be careful because we don't regulate. Just like OctaFX. I think if you go to YouTube, you go to many of this, YouTube and all this other company, other fund managers, right? Other YouTube channels, social media, you'll see OctaFX. And so, but OctaFX is not banned. OctaFX has been put on an alert list. The reason is because they don't have an office in Malaysia. EOB is a trader under TimeFX. Yes. Monthly profit can be reinvested back if it's more than 1,000. Is the monthly return shown is 40? Exclude. Yes, I already announced. I already explained this, Nalan, that the profit that you saw of 7 to 9% is the 60%, which is already minus the 40% fund manager profit. Terence asking, what are the risks in investing in TFX? Is the same risk as you investing anywhere. Whether you invest in public mutual, whether you invest in insurance, they all are investing in share market. Okay, there is risk. You invest in gold, there is risk. So risk is very much there, always there, always there. But since you're risking in currencies, risk is high, definitely high. Return, that's the reason why the returns are also high. Kinzo, why the open close copy is so slow? Only can see after 30 minutes compared to after. Listen, Tan Kinzo, please remember this. This is an investment company. OctaFX is a trader. They do trading. You buy and sell in OctaFX. They show you immediately. But TimeFX is an investment company. You are only investing money. The traders have the right to do whatever they want to do with the money and give you returns as 7 to 9%. Is that clear? Arun, I've said many times, Arun, I think you just logged in. This is not TimeFX. You see that you got it also wrong. This is not TimeFX. This is called TimeFX. I already told you TimeFX operates from Cyprus. Okay? All traders operate by EA Robert? No. They are physical human beings who actually operate. I think you wanted to say AI, It's not robotic. These are physical humans who buy and sell the one, return, reinvest, that means next return after 5 will increase, as you say earlier, investment was minimal. Okay, good question, Prasad. Prasad's question is, if I invested 1,000 and I get returns, what do I do with the returns? Okay, TimeFX is a dividend-based company. Dividend-based means every 5 weeks you get your returns. Now, when you get the returns, you have two options. One, you just leave it there and let it accumulate to 1,000 and invest it, reinvest it, or you can take out every time the money comes in. Some people, they accumulate it and take it out. Some people, they accumulate it until it's 1,000, they reinvest it. Some people, they accumulate it and then they will top it up and reinvest it. By reinvestment is 1,000 USD. Okay? Wait, I think there's one more question I just saw. Why must investor money is located as PAM account? Okay, this is probably Jingy. I think you're an investor. If you know about PAM account, that means you're already an investor. Please talk to the person who has introduced you to TimeFX, because if you know about PAM account, then you know. The only difference I want to tell for all of you who are listening to, when you invest, there are two types of fund. One is called main fund, one is called PAM fund. Okay? I recommend everybody to go into PAM fund. I don't recommend main fund. The reason being is main fund, the lock-in is for 1 year. If you take out money, there's a penalty. Main fund. PMM fund, you can withdraw the money every 5 weeks. Is that clear? Every 5 weeks, the money is there. The lock-in is only for 5 weeks. That's why I recommend PMM fund. I have no idea what is TimeFX. Okay, so I'm ending this. Okay, talk. I already told you it's only 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, please contact the person who invited you today, and they will then be able to guide you further. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.